Huge news for the Blues. Their general manager, Doug Armstrong, named the GM for Team Canada for the 2022 Winter Olympics. Your name very familiar to those that follow Team Canada, a key contributor for all the success of the last decade plus. What does this honor mean to you? Because they can choose just about whomever they want. It shows so much faith and confidence in you that you're the guy.
It's certainly humbling. Anytime you're part of Hockey Canada in any fashion, you count your lucky stars, and this is just to be part of the Olympic program for a third time. It's unbelievable, and it's really exciting this time because there's going to be such a turnover from the last couple of Olympics that it's going to be a lot of fresh faces, and we're really excited to get to work and try and whittle down this very long list of players we have.
Congrats, Doug Weeksy here. That's an awesome accomplishment and richly deserved for you and your group, of course. Take us inside a guy by the name of Jordan Kyrou. I remember his dad when I was a kid, his dad, Aki Kyrou, when I played for the Toronto Red Wings growing up. And I remember seeing him at the Enterprise Arena there during Stanley Cup final. And I'm like, that's your kid? This is him? And obviously I watched him in Sarnia. He's very talented. But tell us what's allowed him to make the leap to be the player that you all thought he could be this season.
Well, I think probably the tough love that he got from Coach Berube the last year or so. He went home last summer. He understood he had to get a little bit stronger and focus a little bit on becoming a pro. And he came back 10 pounds heavier, all muscle mass. His skating is dynamic. He's got a great hockey mind. And I think the other thing, 2 weeks, is that you want these guys to, or they want to be in the NHL so quick, but it is a process. And he's paid his dues, and we're reaping the benefits of the hard work he put in last summer.
Congrats, Doug, on being named the GM. Wish you guys didn't put as good a teams together the last two Olympics on me, but congratulations, well deserved. With such a shortened training camp, no preseason games, how hard has it been for you as a manager to evaluate the young guys and know what you have in the system where those preseason games mean so much to them?
Well, it's been difficult, and I feel for the younger players in that fashion. We're a veteran team. We've had turnover, but we've also brought in a lot of veterans, whether it's been a Scandell at the end of last year, Krug this summer, Falk a year ago. So younger players like a Scott Perunovich, a Hobie Baker winner that was hoping to get a chance to play exhibition games, didn't get that. But, it is what it is. All teams are dealing with it. We're a veteran team, and it's a difficult team to get into. But as a player, I think once you crack the lineup of a veteran team, it's probably easier to assimilate into that group because it's functioning well and with high quality players. So it's a chicken or the egg, I guess, when these guys get in there. But a player like Kyrou that's in there now that we talked about is having great success. And it's been an interesting first 10 games, but we're certainly very pleased with our record after 10.
When it comes to USA Hockey, I'm not a journalist, I'm a fan. And that's why I'm going to ask this question. In gymnastics, they have people that are like 16 competing at the Olympics. You said the word turnover. You expect turnover in the roster. Why not send 16, 17, 18-year-olds? It would be the time of their lives.
I say because we want to win.
All right, that's why you're the GM. No, that's why you've won a cup and GM of the year and all that. All kidding aside, your previous experiences being a part of the management group, how will that benefit you this time around now that you're at the very top of the power structure?
Well, I think it's going to be very helpful. Obviously, getting a chance to ride shotgun with Kenny Hall, and I ride shotgun with Steve Eisner and Mike Babcock in 2010 and 2014, and then getting a little more hands-on at the World Cup of Hockey in 2016. I think prepared us well for this event that we have coming up. Again, there's no guarantees that the NHL is going to go, but I know that the PA and the league have worked hard to make this a focal point. And if we do go, we're going to be ready. But I'm just excited, so excited. In the World Cup of Hockey, we had the young guts, which I thought was just outstanding for our game. But those are some of those players would have had a chance to wear that national team jersey, whether it was American or Canadian, that they didn't get. So I think both countries are going to be adding some fresh faces to the stage, and there's really no bigger stage internationally than the Olympics. Obviously, playing for your NHL team in the playoffs is a huge stage and a huge building block. But I think this 2-week event, it's a focal point of the whole world really at that time, and it's a great event.
Doug Weeksy, I want to just get inside your mindset here for the patience that you showed 2 years ago on which you guys winning that Stanley Cup, first in your franchise history. And we all know it's well documented that you guys were in a tough way. Last place in the league at the time. But a big part of your chops, obviously as a manager and a senior executive, is patience too. And you had a lot of patience. How are you able to exercise that patience at that time? We know you made the coaching change. Binner gets called up, but you stuck by what you believed in was the roster, and everything else turned out clearly into gold for St. Louis and your great fans.
Well, part of it is luck also, you know, in the sense that we weren't playing very good. We made a lot of changes in that summer, bringing in Maroon and O'Reilly and Bozak and Perron. And I think, quite honestly, I got caught up in the hype of how good we potentially could be. And it didn't start out well that way at all. But the NHL, quite honestly, the trading blocks aren't in December, in January. And we were planning for the best, which is what happened, a turnaround and a push to the playoffs. But we also had to understand that if we didn't turn that around, I'm not sure, you know, if we wouldn't have been sellers at the time. And thank God I never had to get to that point, that when Binner came in and this team took off, it never looked back. And quite honestly, hasn't looked back since that day. And a lot correlates to when Craig got here and Binnington got here.
A famous coach once said, luck is where preparation meets opportunity. I've spoken with Darren Pang about you about 1 million times. I know how hard you work, and that preparation paid off. You deserve that cup. Thanks so much for joining us, and congrats on the Team Canada GM job.
Well, guys, thanks a lot for having me on. I really appreciate it and enjoy your show.
Our pleasure.